Welcome back to Fiesta Friday. A one-act play called Tetenem was featured at Festpac in the Solomon Islands. It was written and directed by our good friend Peter Onodera, and the play will be performed this weekend at Chamorro Village in Agana. Now, joining me now with more about the play from the Literary Arts Delegation, Benita Lezama and Annie Pineda. Ladies, Hafaday, thank you so much for joining us, and welcome back.
Hafaday, Jason.
All right, always good to have you here. So, let's talk about the play itself. What literally does Tetenem mean?
Tetenem is about the role of women in the community, and it's such as wives, caregivers, mothers, healers, churchgoers, and many more.
And some people that may not be from this part of the world, in most cultures, the woman in the family, obviously, aside from the matriarchal role they play and everything, that's a very, very strong, extremely significant part of the family unit. So talk about that.
Well, basically what it is that I think for me, not only in Guam, but all over the country, meeting up with the different types of people, we all share the same situations with mothers. Basically, they're all caregivers. They're wives, of course, and they're also churchgoers. So we basically just have the same ways, or the same goals, or the same situations with being just the word Tetenem.
And of course, if we grew up here and everything, it is the highest virtue to respect your elders and to respect all women.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, so how many people are in the play, and what inspired it, and what's the general story behind it?
Basically, there's two. Annie is actually one of the main cast. She does a wonderful job.
All right.
She's La, right?
I am.
She's La.
I play the part of Mercedes.
Good name.
Yes, short for Daddy. And the other person plays the part of Emiliana, who's also short for La. The show Tetenem takes place in one of the women's home in the porch. And it's about two women, and they talk about just the life, what their experience of their past, the present, and also the future. So the word Tetenem is like what's left.
Well, what's left of what we had before.
Right.
Okay, that's very clever. Yeah. Is there a general moral to the story that, when people are watching the play being performed and, by the time they get to the end and they were like, okay, that point was driven home very, very well. I get it now. Or, like I'm a more complete individual. I understand and everything like that. Is there like a big point that's to be driven?
There is actually from the beginning of the show, how the two women just take off with the conversation. There's a part of humor, and then there's also some parts where they're very comfortable with each other's conversation, and then it takes off with some sadness or some emotional conversation between the two women. Even myself, just being in part of the play, I actually felt the emotion, and having to think back, I was like, is this really how it is? Because this is how I see it now with some of the mothers.
That's obviously very challenging if you're trying to recreate that and everything.
Yes,
so.
yes.
So congratulations. That's not easy to do.
Much. No, it isn't. But
okay.
Thank you.
Well, speaking of emotion, you recently returned from Festpac. How was that? Because I can imagine, not only are you experiencing, the diverse richness of all these different types of culture, and everybody's in such a positive, good mood, and they're sharing, their own style of dance and their language and, their virtues and everything like that. But also to represent our island and carry the things that we hold near and dear to our heart as Guamanians out there, and to share that. How was that?
I think it was an honor to be there to represent our island and the different cultures that actually has a lot in relation to whether it's the language, like you mentioned, the dancing. One of the things that we had the privilege to do was being able to be on that stage, the Pacifica, and we were the only group that actually did our storytelling at the Pacifica, and we were just like honored. Hello, we're on top of this big, huge, man-made stage. So I think that's one of the best part, and being able to actually, Solomon Islands has about over 90 to 900, is that 900 islands, and being able to have all those people come to Solomon's and present their culture was also an honor and experience to relate with them. So,
well, that's amazing, and we here on Guam, we're so appreciative of you representing us so well. So thank you, Sigismund.
Thank you. Buen provecho.
All right, so we got a few more seconds left. Can you tell us, the play will be performed this weekend at Chamorro Village, as I was saying. When exactly and where?
It will be showed this weekend, this Sunday, and the 29th at Chamorro Village. And there's going to be 3 features of the shows. One is at 7 p.m., which will showcase with Patricia Kichicho and June Hawkins. And then there's an 8 o'clock show, which will be myself, Annie Pineda, and Juanita Paredo. And then on the 9 o'clock show will be Beverly Anna Fauji and a surprise.
All right. All right. Well, ladies, again, Sigismund, thank you for everything you're doing to promote our culture.
Thank you, Jason. It's an honor.
We do appreciate it. And stay tuned because we appreciate you watching, and we will be back right after this.